Hi everybody. So today is a sideways video. What did I say by sideways? Well, in the last video, we were at the peak, the zenith. We'd mounted the landing gear, rolled it around, and God, didn't it look good? Well, except for the fact that my axles were on 90 degrees wrong. I'd like to thank Dave Schlecht for pointing that out. And I'd like to thank Behringer for sending my axles pre-assembled 90 degrees off. Dave received a nice note, and they're like, "Oh, did we do that? Eee. Sorry about that." So no big deal. It's just, I think, 4 screws to take out, turn it 90 degrees, put the 4 screws back in. Haven't done it yet. I'm going to take care of that today. Okay, so before we get on to what the messy part and the sideways stuff is today, we're going to start working on these buckets. So these buckets that you see in front of you are going to be filled with concrete and hung off of the engine mount. I need the weight so that I can get my fat ass up into the into the cockpit to work. And I can't do that without some weight on the front, right? Normally the engine sits up front, it's about 300 pounds. I don't have the engine, so in lieu of that, I'm going to hang about 190 pounds of concrete. So it's easy, you know, I'm just mixing the concrete into buckets, and then I have a tent spike. It's a tie-down spike for tents. You know what? Here's a picture of one here. So that's used to hold down tents. You could use that as a tie down as well. It looks really good. So I like that because it's got the spiral that goes down. Because if I just had a straight piece of rebar going down into the concrete, there's a chance that it'll just slip out. But because this is spiraled in, it's never coming out. And once those things are hung onto the front of the plane, I can get up. Hell, I can even get on the step, and the step is way on back there. Of course, without the wings on, you don't use the step to get in. I just have to have a table, but you get my point. Okay, so those buckets are sitting there drying. I did have, pardon me, I did have like 8 hours of video of the camera pointing at the buckets, watching them dry. I figured you didn't want to watch concrete dry. That's ridiculous, even for me. So what we're moving on to is we're going back to the circuit breakers, and I'm so sorry. It never ends. It never ends. In fact, you think this is the only one. I'm looking at the video list right here for the future. You're going to have a few more of these, and I apologize. But, you want to get it right. So we're not reorganizing anything. We sort of are. Remember how I built that big, huge circuit breaker panel that was a custom job that was going to fit up underneath the panel? It was going to be really nice, like a 45-degree angle. While that was a fantastic idea, the problem is the one I made was way too big. And it just didn't fit. I mean, it fit, but I couldn't take it out to work on it. I'd have to have enough slack to pull that thing backwards about a foot before I could turn it around to start to work on it. And that's insane. Instead, what I've done is I've gone with, surprise, surprise, Vans kit that they sell for this same thing. So you can see mine in the background and the Vans size in the foreground. Now, the Vans kit, well, I'll show you. You know what? Here's a picture of that here. This is from a picture of a friend of mine plane. This is from friends of mine, Jim and Jean. You can see the little circuit breaker panel. See how it's on a smaller 45-degree angle? That's what we're working on here. So just, back to my little mini rant. Hey, Vans, why didn't I even know about this kit? I had to ask someone, like, hey, that's a pretty cool circuit breaker panel you have in your plane there. Where did you get that? Oh, that's the Vans kit, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're kidding me. Why am I not surprised? Only complaint I have about Vans. Y'all make some great sub kits. It'd be really awesome if y'all just listed them all out so we'd just be able to get them all at once. That's all I'm saying. So we are making some changes as well. I've taken out about 3 to 4 circuit breakers that are easily converted into switches. Things like the defrost fans, strobe lights, nav lights. No one needs breakers for those. I can just have breaker switches, which you'll see those later. So, all right. Thank you for joining me. On Saturday, we're going to finish up with the landing gear because I finally have the giant wrench to torque everything down and do stuff with. So, thank you for joining me, and see you soon.